Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, November 20th, 2023. So this will have covered the week of November the 13th through the 19th of 2023. This was a reasonably productive week overall. I'm not upset at my progress in total, even though a lot of it was done over the weekend. So the first game I worked on this week, or just barely started on, was Lego Ninjago Ninjroids for the PS Vita. I have not played a Lego game in almost 2 years, since whenever Skywalker Saga was played on the channel. It's been at least over a year. It might have been closer to 2 years, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I decided it was time to do a new Lego game, and there's only about 4 that I haven't done on the Vita, so I figured why not do a Vita one next. So this is a pretty typical Vita LEGO Platinum trophy, but remember that Vita games are very different from their console counterparts. In general, on Vita games, you're going to have a certain number of tasks, either 5 or 10 per level, that get you your gold bricks. And you don't have to complete them all in a single run or anything like that, but you do have to complete all of them to 100% the games. So this is one of those where there's like 10 different objectives you have to do on every single mission. It's usually something like one of them you get just for completing it, then you get one for finding the mini kit piece, you get one for filling the stud meter, and you get other ones for doing other miscellaneous tasks throughout. So that's sort of how this game works. Most of the levels are really short though, so it's a larger number of short levels. I'm assuming that this is going to be something that you get with the 100%, like you probably can build that once you found all the gold bricks, but I don't even know how to get to the hub world. I barely started on the game, so I haven't played it too much yet, but I don't even know like what the hub world is because I haven't seen access to one yet. So, complete all the levels, pretty self-explanatory, just I don't know how many levels there are. I'll assume that this is like a midpoint level because it says halfway there. All the challenges are the gold brick things, I assume. The multi-part challenges, I think that that's the challenge, the 3-step challenge that is present in pretty much every level in the game. You have to do basically 3 separate tasks. I'm not sure if you have to do all of them in a single run, or if you can do them over the course of multiple runs. Hopefully you can do those over the course of multiple. But you don't have to do all the gold bricks in a single run. You can do them over as many runs as it takes. Collect 1 billion studs and 1 million studs and 100,000 studs. These are all your very typical LEGO stud trophies. The only trophy I've earned so far is the one for obtaining 100,000 total, but I haven't even purchased any of the red bricks or anything yet, so these other ones will become much easier when we get to that point. The mini kits, it looks like there's 1 per level, and it looks like there's 1 red brick per level, so those are fairly typical for a Vita LEGO game. Then purchase all the characters in the game. I'm not sure exactly how you unlock them in this one because I haven't been seeing character tokens like some of the games have. Then just unlock certain types of characters for a whole bunch of trophies, and then use every red brick at least once to complete a level. So I hope that you can use more than 1 per level. If you could use I feel like in a lot of these you could use maybe 3 at a time in some of the other LEGO Vita games, so that wouldn't be too bad. I mean, even if you had to do just 1 per level run, it still wouldn't be that bad. Then that's just a fighting trophy. I'm sure that one's going to come naturally. This one's probably going to come naturally. This one's probably going to come naturally. Looking at the percentages, this one's probably going to come naturally, except there's sometimes you're going to have challenges where you can't use special moves on a level. That one, I'm not sure what the grab attack is, so I guess we'll have to find out. The jump slam, this one should be easy because I think I'm probably pretty close to this one by now. Then this one, I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll have a character that can launch fire or something. The mechs, I don't think we've come across this yet. If we have, then, or if I have, then I don't necessarily know what they are. That one probably be fairly easy, just maybe a little bit grindy. And then just complete the difficulties in the dojo. I'm assuming that's going to be like the Lego Ninjago game that I played on it was on the PS4 actually at some point, the Lego Ninjago movie game, and it was something along the lines of you had to complete some kind of arena, which was just killing waves of enemies. Then the hacking minigame, this is probably going to be unmissable over the course of playing through the game and having to replay certain levels. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure it won't be too hard. This one, I don't know how rare the fire hydrants are, but we'll have to see. This one's probably unmissable. Okay, so I guess we just aren't up to unlocking the hub yet, so we will unlock it later. So that's at 78%. Huh, that's actually more common than the 100,000 stud trophy. Interesting. So overall, the Platinum Trophy I think is supposed to take like 10 to 15 hours, like your typical LEGO Vita game. So it's fun so far, just, I mean, it's not source material that I'm quite as familiar with. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem, so I'll be working on that slowly over time. Then the next game I completed was Waifu Impact for the PS4. This is a third-person shooter where you play as various girls in bikinis and kill other girls with water guns that fire very white-looking liquid. So they knew what their audience was when they made this game. I don't necessarily know if this game was made specifically for trophy hunters or more so just for a certain audience. Probably more for the certain audience, but they threw in the easy Platinum Trophy probably to rope us trophy hunters in for it. So the Platinum Trophy is fairly easy, but the game doesn't give you a whole lot of instruction as to how everything works. So you have to find all 25 stars. You get dropped onto what basically is just a giant island, as if it was like a Battle Royale map or something. And it's surrounded by infinitely respawning, or filled with infinitely respawning enemies that you can kill, which you will need to do later. And there are 25 stars you can find. Most of them are pretty easy to get. There's one or two that are in pretty annoying positions, like one that's across a broken bridge that you have to make several jumps on. But for the most part, they aren't too bad, and I'm sure that there's a guide out there if you got lost and couldn't find one or something. So unlocking all of the characters you will get by finding all of the stars, with the exception of this one, this very last one. Or was it that one? Or is that further down? Okay, no, I think you get all of these characters just by getting the 25 stars, but then there's a secret character for this trophy that you will get once you get, well, secret character. To get the secret character, you have to kill the super waifu when it spawns. It's just a random boss. It's just a gigantic version of one with more health. Yeah, this game's weird. This game's really, really weird. It's not the worst game I've played by any means. It's functional, which is different from a lot of these other sort of shovelware-y type games. But it's very weird, and I probably still wouldn't recommend it because it's quite grindy, because you have to get 50 kills with each of the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to get 50 kills with each of the first 6 characters, and while you're running around the island, you probably will not get very close to all of this because you can find the stars pretty quickly, and each character has a different weapon. Like, the first character has what's basically a pistol. It's not particularly accurate or very powerful, so it's not a very fun one to use. Yukina, I think she has basically a sniper rifle. It fires slower, but it's a one-shot kill on regular enemies. Then Aiko, I think, is the one that had basically a shotgun, so powerful up close, but no range whatsoever. Then one of these two has a machine gun, I believe it is. Yeah, one of them has like a machine gun, and then the other one has another, like a machine pistol, pretty much. It's weird. It's just really weird. It's sort of like how those old Harry Potter games, not the old ones, but Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, how you basically had gun wands in those where every spell was a different type of gun. So it's sort of like that here. So it's not the worst game I've played, but it's probably not one that I would recommend because it's just weird and stupid and not particularly fun past the first, few minutes of bizarreness in it. I will do the PS5 version, I just didn't feel like playing it yet because, well, I didn't feel like playing this game again on Sunday after streaming it on Saturday. Now we have Windmill Engine. So I have done all of the other engine games. This is the only one I didn't have, and I was mostly just playing it. I would have saved it for a future Dumpster Dive stream, but I decided to go ahead and do it while we were waiting for Powerwash Simulators, DLCs, and patches to install. So I just went ahead and did this one. It's another 5-minute button clicking platinum. So to do this platinum, what you have to do is, just like the other engine games, you basically just have to purchase everything. So you mash the square button to make money at first, and then you use that money to purchase upgrades that allow you to earn more money faster. And you have to purchase, all of the rails, all the wheels, the stones, sails. Basically, you just purchase everything, including learning all these technologies, and that's all you have to do to get the Platinum Trophy. It's pretty simple. So that's really all there is to say about it. Just purchase every item in the game and reach $1 billion and you will get your Platinum Trophy. I will say, though, that just like the other engine games, these trophies are all potentially missable because when you hit the $1 billion mark, the game just ends. So you would have to actually start a brand new game to go for the other trophies again. It's not a big deal because, as you can see, I got the Platinum in about 4 minutes. So it's not like it would be overly difficult to go back and do that. Or was it 4 minutes or 5 minutes? No, it looks like it was 4 minutes exactly. Okay. Or, no, wait. Hold on. I can't count, apparently. Yeah, so it was 5 minutes. So it only takes about 5 minutes. So if you do end up completing the game by accident, it's not like it's going to set you back that far. Unless you're just trying to get some high spot on the leaderboard or something for it. So it is what it is. I just wanted to round out the series because I did all the other ones. So I figured might as well knock out the last one. It was on sale for like less than $1. So why not finish that series? Because you do one game, you got to do the whole series, right? And then the big game this week that I was most excited for is Powerwash Simulator receiving the Back to the Future DLC. Now, compared to the SpongeBob one, I think this one's shorter because it's only 5 jobs and 2 of them are really quick. So you have 5 total jobs. You have Doc Brown's van, which is pretty quick, pretty easy to clean. The Time Machine or the DeLorean, I don't know why they wouldn't have just called it the DeLorean, but that one is also pretty quick. It has a few intricate parts in the back, but it's pretty short, pretty quick. So both of these jobs don't take a whole lot of time. Then you get to the longer overall jobs. The clock tower takes a while because you have to clean the interior and exterior of it. The Holomax Theater isn't too bad overall. It's just some awkward ladder placing for things like the letters on the front of the theater can be a little bit trickier. And then there is the Doc's Time Train, which is the very last one. This one also has just a whole bunch of really tiny little intricate parts you have to get. So do keep that in mind. Just a lot of just tiny little intricate things you have to clean that can be pretty easy to miss at different times if you're not being really careful with it. But as with the main game, you can always pause the game and select which thing you want to target, and that can make it much easier to clean certain smaller objects because they'll start glowing or pulsating. So complete the 5 jobs and you'll have half of your trophies. Like I said, I feel like this one might have been a little bit shorter than the Bikini Bottom one because in the SpongeBob one, Conch Street was pretty big. There was a lot of stuff to do there. And then the bus and the paddy wagon were pretty short. The Invisible Boatmobile was technically short, but it was also invisible, so it was kind of hard to see certain parts of it. And then the Krusty Krab job, which is also the Chum Bucket, as well as the Mermalair jobs. Yeah, the SpongeBob one was definitely a little bit longer. I would say this one I would say 4 hours is a pretty reasonable estimate for this DLC, maybe even a little bit faster, especially if you were playing in co-op. Now, there are also 5 miscellaneous trophies, so to get all of them, the first one is in the Time Machine job. What you have to do is have the Time Machine disappear, so the DeLorean, when it drives off and makes all the fire on the ground and drops the license plate on the ground, it will disappear, and then you have to wait for all of the fires to go out on the ground, which takes like another minute or 2, and at that point, the DeLorean will reappear, and if you look at it, you'll get the trophy. So, not too difficult, but just not really telling you how to do it. I mean, the game doesn't really tell you how to do it. The clock tower, this one's real simple. Just go into the clock tower and ring the bell. It's as simple as that. Not really anything else to say there. The Holomax Theater actually has 2 miscellaneous trophies, so we have our typical clean XYZ object first, so just mark the grid wall and clean it first, and you get this trophy. For the holographic shark, for this one, you're going to find a little red X on the ground in front of the theater. Stand on that, and you'll be attacked by the holographic shark, and you'll unlock this trophy. And finally, we have Doc's Time Train. For this one, just mark the flux capacitor and the particle colliders and clean them. They're in the box. They look like a little fan on the very front of the train. It took me a while to find them, even though I had them marked because there's so many little intricate pieces to this one. But just mark those from your pause menu and clean those first, and you're good to go. Nothing else to say about it. Simple enough. So, as always, I love Powerwash Simulator. It was great coming back to the game. I got to stream about half of this whole DLC, which was a lot of fun. So, I had a good time with it. You guys know I love Powerwash Simulator. It's one of the most satisfying and relaxing games out there to play. and I can't wait for other future DLCs. Though I wouldn't be angry if they only started making them for the PS5, because that would cut down on time a little bit. And then for the PS5 version, I've started on it. So far, I've completed the Doc Brown van and the Time Machine, and of course, watched the Time Machine reappear. So 3 trophies down, less than halfway done though, because we still have the 3 longest jobs to go. I'm still very surprised that the Tomb Raider and Midgar packs didn't get trophies, because Midgar looks like it's either 4 or 5 things you have to clean. Probably 5, and I'm assuming that the Tomb Raider one's also probably 5 things you have to clean, and it's a really big mansion you have to clean at first. So I'm very surprised that those 2 didn't get DLC trophies. I wouldn't have been mad if they did, because that would be more Powerwash Simulator. It's just kind of weird that it's that inconsistent, like suddenly the SpongeBob and Back to the Future ones, these licenses we have to pay for and get trophies for, but maybe it's because those were free, because I guess maybe they only want to put trophies for the ones you have to pay for, because they know they can milk money from trophy hunters, probably. But anyway, quick, easy DLC overall, definitely enjoyable. I will have that one done this coming week. So let's go ahead and sync up our trophies. So with that, level 848, 99%, 27,159 total trophies, 768 platinums, 5,055 golds, 7,258 silvers, 14,078 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week, and with it, pretty much the rest of November, because we're getting pretty close to the end of November. So, the plans for the rest of the month are, of course, to finish Powerwash Simulator on the PS5. That shouldn't take more than another couple of days. Then Lego Ninjago Nindroids, just work on that when I get the chance, whenever I have time to play my Vita. And I also want to go ahead and knock out Waifu Impact, the PS5 version. It takes like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Well, probably about an hour and a half, because I'll know what to do this time. So hour and a half of that. I'll knock that out this week as well, just to get that all consistent. So that'll be Platinum's number 767 and 769. I did not intentionally make it that number, but that's very fitting. Windmill Engine, I think what I'm going to do for that Platinum Trophy video is I'm just going to try to do it as a YouTube short for the first time, and it's going to be, a 30-second just showing the Platinum Trophy unlocking from the stream. I want to do that, something a little bit different, just see what happens with that, see how it does in viewership and everything. We'll see what happens, but that's a long way off, because I'm only on, Platinum 734 right now, so we've got a long way to go. In December, we're getting Fallout 76's next Expedition DLC, which I'm going to assume will have trophies. Actually, I know it has trophies, because it's already been confirmed it has 3 trophies. And possibly think about doing Modern Warfare 2 around that time. We'll see if it starts going down in price by then, or if new strategies get developed for it. Of course, I'm going to keep complaining and being salty about that game for as long as needed. And then when we get to January and beyond in 2024, GTA 5, if I ever decide to go back to it, Shadow of the Colossus and Outer Worlds, along with other old games that I still need to start at some point. So now that the Fallout video that I was teasing for a while has gone up, I can get started very soon on the Killzone Liberation Trophy video. Definitely excited to do that, because that game was pretty fun overall, but not quite as enjoyable as, say, the Destroy All Humans game that's going to come next after that. And definitely not as enjoyable as Bugsnax. I actually finished my streaming series for that game on Friday. It only took 3 streams, which was surprising. I ran through it way faster than I expected to. I mean, the streams were kind of long for that game because I was enjoying it so much, but that was just such a joyful experience. I had so much fun playing through that game again and getting all the trophies again. It's a goofy, fun game, and I really, really hope we get a sequel to it. I'm sure we will. I can't imagine we wouldn't. But otherwise, I will start working on the Killzone Liberation video. That Fallout video is up. And I do want to go ahead and talk about how the rest of the year, the next few weeks are going to go, because we're getting into a pretty busy time of the year for me, because this week I'm going home for Thanksgiving. I'll be headed home on Thursday and coming back on Sunday. But now that my family actually has good internet at home, I should be able to do a stream on Friday. So we should still get a stream on Friday. I might also stream on Wednesday if I'm feeling up to it, because I only have a 3-day work week. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stream at home on Friday. I just don't know what it's gonna be yet. We'll figure that out later on. It probably won't be a dumpster dive, but it'll probably be some random game clearing or something would make the most sense. So yeah, that's Thanksgiving coming up. Very excited for that. I love Thanksgiving. I love to stuff my face with immense amounts of food that are very unhealthy but delicious. It's a good time of year. So after that, the next week, at the end of the next week, I leave for family vacation in Aruba. So we will be gone for, I guess it's 8 nights again, from that Saturday to the Sunday after. Yeah, from like December 2nd through the 9th or 10th. Whatever the days are, I'm tired right now. It's kind of late. But yeah, we'll be leaving for vacation then. So that whole week there will be some videos scheduled to upload, but there probably won't be a trophy update that week. It'll probably be covering a 2-week period that I'll record, once I get back on Sunday or on the Monday after. And then after that, 2 weeks after that is Christmas, and I'm taking off the week after Christmas. Basically, I couldn't carry over that much of my vacation days, so I figure use them, because getting them paid out is dumb because they get taxed extra. So that's just a wonderful, wonderful way to pay the tax man. So gonna use them instead of losing them or getting them paid out for very little. So yeah, the rest of the year is going to be kind of hectic, so I don't really know how consistent my schedule is going to be with editing and uploading or streaming. I will try to still stream a couple times a week, especially, with football season pretty much winding up soon. That means I won't really have stuff to do on Saturday for the most part. So hopefully we can have more consistent streaming schedule moving forward. And yeah, that's really about all there is for this update. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, made it all the way to the end, go ahead and leave me a like. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Ring the bell. Let me know down in the comments what you've been working on this week. I will also say I'm very close to finishing Super Mario Wonder. I only have maybe 3 or 4 levels left, including some of the special world stuff. So pretty close to being done with that. But I do need to pick up Mario RPG and start playing that because I'm excited. So yeah, that's plans for the rest of November and pretty much for the rest of the year. I will see you guys back here later this week for some more trophy content.